Today, meteorologist Adam Sherwinski is joining me for Lab Coat Legends, and we have an experiment that you can try for yourself at home. Thank you so much for being here.
Sorry, I got my arm in the shot there 1 second. I was just so excited to be here.
We're so excited to do this experiment. What are we doing today,
We're
Adam?
making a 3-layer float. You're probably thinking, well, what, are we going to drink this? Is it like a root beer float? No, it's not like that at all. Unless you want to drink vegetable oil, pure vegetable oil, honey, and water together, I highly doubt you want to have this cocktail.
Yeah, no, this definitely sounds experimenty.
Yes, but we're all talking about the densities of each liquid. Each one has a different density. I don't know if you know this, but each one is very different. You know, these are hard to get out of clothes, use it for cooking, one you drink, and one you make for food. So honey, vegetable oil, water, and we've got some little items we're going to play around with here in a little bit.
To see what floats and sinks?
Yes.
Excellent.
And we're also got our glass here that we can view everything in, so we might have to zoom in here at one point. But
so which liquid goes first?
Now here's the thing, there really isn't necessarily an order. The thing is they will start to separate though.
Okay.
So we're going to put them in the order that they're already going to be in eventually here,
All
right?
But even if we did it backwards, they would go
separate
naturally into this order.
Because of density, right? So let's go with the densest one first. We're going to put some honey in there. Are you a big honey fan there, Jaclyn?
I'm very picky about honey.
Oh.
I like local honey, and I like honey that's been pollinated. I've found from like pumpkin patches, apple orchards, generally better. But a lot of times, if it's not like raw, natural honey, I'm not a huge sweet person in general.
All right, so you got the honey right there. Pretty gloopy, as honey is. Next, we're going to put in the water. Everyone likes water. I think everyone's had water at some point in their lives, right? Oh, sorry.
That looks really pretty with all those little bubbles and things. Yeah.
We're going to put some water in there next.
All right, and then can I do the oil bit?
You sure can. Notice how it doesn't really mix too well. It tries to mix because of gravity and forcing, but it is going to end up basically the same layer, right? Two different very different layers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's like kind of already, and then do I pour, look at that. It's like,
it wants to,
like
but it's
a striped, a striped glass. So then I'm going to put a bunch of oil and the same thing.
And because of gravity, it's going to mix a little bit in there, but watch, they will separate.
That is really
So you got
cool.
your 3 different rays, 3 different densities. One is denser, obviously the one that's most dense is going to be the honey. Then you've got the water, and then you've got the oil. All right, so now it's the fun time. We get to play with it basically here. What do you think is going to sink? What do you think is going to float? And what's going to be in what layer?
All right, well.
Pick your items. We've got a grape, we've got a cork, we've got a paper clip, we've got a metal ball, we've got, I don't know what this is, and a ping pong ball.
This, I think, is some sort of a screw or something.
Okay, so.
A paper clip and a ping pong ball. Well, I think that, first of all, let's start with the heaviest thing. I think that the marble is going to fall all the way into the honey.
Let's find out.
That's my prediction.
Yep, all right, pretty dense, right?
Right down into the honey layer.
Let's find out with our next one. Pick another one.
All right, paper clip I think is probably gonna like sink somewhere into the oil, but not really go beyond the oil.
Oh. No.
Oh, interesting.
Stayed right there on the water for a little bit. Now it's starting to sink a little bit into the honey.
Yeah, it's kind of right on the top layer.
All right,
of the honey.
let's try something else.
All right, I think the cork and the ping pong ball are gonna float, so I'll do those last. We have 2 grapes. You want to put a grape in, and I'll put a grape in. All right.
You go first.
Mine's a smaller.
Oh, hey,
grape.
look, it doesn't go all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, it stays in the water level and just kind of rests on top of the honey.
And that's because grapes are dense, but they're not as dense as honey, obviously.
Is it because of the water content?
No, it's because of the density of each item. That's what it is. So it's not so much how much they weigh, because you can have something that's very light or not very not dense and be heavy a lot, or very heavy. And this is a little bit more dense, a little bit heavier, but again.
Yours is the exact same thing. It stays right there in the water.
Also helps that they're kind of made with water too a little bit, right? As fruit is.
All right, this is really fun. All right, let's see what else. We have this screw that I think is also going to kind of drop all the way through.
Yeah, it's starting.
Got stuck in the honey.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's staying a little bit higher and sinking much more slowly than that marble that just went right to the bottom.
Right, because of its density and just maybe its weight too as well. Gravity plays a role here as well. All right, you're going to try the paper? I'm going to let you do it. It's your paper clip.
All right, it's my paper clip.
You're going to use it later, I'm assuming.
Right.
All right, where does it go?
Interesting. So that one's kind of sinking on the back.
Yes.
But it's also staying in there with the grapes. It kind of got stuck in the honey layer.
It's a little bit, I wouldn't say as dense as some of the other ones are.
Right.
And let's do let's do the cork. Let's see how that does. I'm not sure how the cork's going to react.
Oh, the cork just floats right on top. I bet you the ping pong ball's also going to just sit right there.
Look at that. All right, so definitely
delicious, Adam. You thirsty?
Yeah, not as tasty as one of Tommy's cocktails for sure. But I will say that it's fun to kind of play with. Obviously, if you're going to use these items, don't use items that you don't want to have to clean up afterwards.
Of course.
I don't want to try jewelry. I don't want to try anything you could lose. It's precious, you know, anything like that. But try it with different items. I've seen people do it with paper clips. They've done it with grapes. That's why I brought the grapes in. And that my mom wants me to get rid of the grapes too. She bought them last weekend. You're going to eat them? Sure, I'll eat some of them, which I have.
You ate a few of them and then you were like, I'm going to play with the rest
I'm going to put them in an
food,
experiment there, mother. Yeah, no, these are really kind of just a fun way to just experiment and test out densities.
And I feel like you can also probably test the densities of different kinds of oils, maybe some vinegar, different densities of other liquids as well.
You have to remember too that water and oil don't mix well. That's why whenever you have a salad, you have to shake it up before you pour it out because they don't mix very well. That's why you have the two separations, mix it, and then eventually it's going to separate again.
And I feel like another level to this experiment before you start putting things into it, you could also try stirring it and then kind of time how long it takes for each of the layers to separate back. And I bet you it could be fun to put some food coloring in that center water level and see what happens there.
A lot of it is also because of the polarity too. One's positive polarity, one's the negative for water and oil. They're two different ones. I can't tell you which one off the top of my head. I kind of looked at it last second, but I will say two different polarity, they will not mix. And that's something that's kind of interesting too, is if you're washing your dishes and you have a really greasy tray, always use soap. That'll help get rid of that oil and make it so it's easier to clean. If you just put water on it, the grease is just going to cling right to it. That's why you don't just put water and oil. You put soap in there as well. That's the key component when washing dishes. I can tell because I've done that where it's like, I didn't put enough water in there or enough soap there. Put the soap, reapply.
And the density of soap is different.
Yep,
and I feel like you could find, like you said, all different items around your house and like little toys. I bet you like little plastic items.
Yeah, and then you got to clean it up afterwards.
Right, maybe some magnets, whatever you don't mind getting all dirty. Well,
yeah, maybe some quarters.
Some quarters, yeah. Money, see the different densities of money. Well,
car keys.
Thank you for bringing up this experiment because you can definitely try this at home with items you probably already have. And if you have questions for Adam, you can email him at Sherwinski@WCIA.com, and you can find us both on social media.